Today, Texas and Oklahoma announced the implementation of a new data sharing agreement. It is between both states' departments of transportation. The data that they are looking at includes traffic camera status and imagery, incident data, and traffic flow data, as well as any lane closures or work zone information. The data is shared in real time for key corridors connecting the two states. Department leaders say this will improve situational awareness, support faster response to incidents, and strengthen coordination across state lines. You can learn more about the agreement and future enhancements that both agencies are exploring on our website, kcbd.com.